Good morning, beautiful. My name is Melissa, and I am also known as the Taropist, and I am going to be your tarot card reader. Guys, we are going to do a full-sized love reading today for the collective. This can resonate for any placement of any sign at any time, anywhere from single to married and anywhere in between. I am going to put a timestamp in the pinned comment below so that you can click on that timestamp and jump right into the beginning of the reading here, guys. For those of you who are not interested in hearing my little speech, okay, or my little introduction. And again, for those of you who are interested, welcome and welcome back. I, again, am the Taropist, and anything you would ever need to know about myself or my channel, you can find either in the description box below, the channel description, or my community tab. You can certainly always check out my website here, which is www.theterapist.com. I am currently closed for Zoom and FaceTime readings. However, I am available for pre-recorded and email readings, and all the information you would need on those are in the description box below. If you're having any problems with the information in the description box below and you have any questions, you're certainly welcome to comment or email me about that. Okay, I think that's about all. Well, no, it's not. So obviously the most powerful way for me to pick up on your personal energy here is going to be by purchasing a personal reading. If you're unable to or uninterested in a personal reading for any reason, but you would like me to be more likely to pick up on your personal energy in these collective readings, as I do channel energy, then do make sure that you are engaging with the channel in some or all ways. Okay, so that's going to help you to transfer your energy here onto the channel and into the readings for me to be more easily. I can for me to pick up on it more easily. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. Some easy ways that you can engage, guys, are by, of course, viewing is one of the easiest ways, but liking or commenting on any of the videos or the community tab posts. You can certainly always share any of my content. And then my personal favorite, and I think the most powerful way for me to you to transfer your energy or me to pick up on your personal energy in my collective readings is by you clicking the little subscribe button below. Okay, guys, if you are going to subscribe to the channel and you would like to be notified when I do upload or go live in the future, then make sure you set your notifications to all. All right, here we go. Good morning, beautiful. How was your night? Is coming through. I'm not even sure. I think it's a country song, but it came through right at the beginning, and then the song kept playing in my head as I was trying to talk there. So that might be a song of yours. That could be a thing. I don't know. I will try to remember to go looking up that song. Of course, you guys are always welcome to, if you know what song I just sang. I don't always know what song comes through, but if you do and you'd like to put that in the comment section below, that would be lovely. And so people can listen to it. Maybe there's a message in the song for somebody. And again, maybe it's just somebody's song. It does feel like a sweet song, even maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's get going here with my loud cards. Okay, we have You Are Too Good to Be True. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'll be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. I'm sure I'm screwing that song up. I don't know the words to that. That does sound like in my head Lauren Hill. Okay. The Fugees possibly, but Too Good to Be True. I feel so lost without you. Aw. That's okay. We're all learning how to have boundaries without it's like originally I think we all got into these connections where we were expecting too little or what's the right word, accepting too little breadcrumbs from people, male, female, non-binary. I think both sides have gotten a lot, or all sides have gotten a lot of different types of traumas from the kinds of connections that we've been a part of. And I think a lot of it had to do with the way we were taught to love, or whatever that was that we were doing. I don't think it had anything to do with love. We were like forcing ourselves into connections. And I'm not just talking about us in this generation, generations past, forcing ourselves into connections to make these little business transactions or these little family units that, again, if there was no actual love there, it was for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. Okay. Let's find out more. I am devastated to learn the truth. What is that? Truth about this connection is intense. You're just incredibly true. Okay, let's find out more. Aw. They're giving me a scenario like, oh my God, it's just so like when you walk into a room and you connect with another soul. This can happen platonically, by the way, and it has for me many times in my life. But it's like when you just feel an energy on that person, it's really that they're on the same frequency as you. Or and they could be a part of your soul family or who you were destined to connect with in this lifetime or whatever you want to believe in, right? But for me, it talks about like a vibrating on the same frequency. So you're walking around in the world, and I don't know why they want me to bring this whole stuff, like this whole download that I got years ago, but this came through like this for me years ago, and it was like you're walking through the world, and then you just kind of you see these people in your peripheral. You're walking past a bunch of people, and you see them in your peripheral, but there's somebody will just all of a sudden grab your attention. Now, again, this doesn't always turn into a romantic situation, and often it is just a it's just a frequency thing. You feel them on your vibration, and that you're on a similar frequency or the same frequency. What does that mean? So we're all vibrational beings and we all vibrate at a certain level. And again, this has to do with the way that we're living our lives currently. And also, uh, so for we have like a core frequency or a frequency that we were kind of destined to live on. I'm going to call it your highest timeline. And then we have the world kind of start to distract us or deter us from that frequency by way of different painful things that might cause us to do other painful things like addictions and things like that. I'm really going into it here, but things that will like lower our frequency and bring us onto a timeline that was certainly available to us but wasn't where we were meant to be. So then when we kind of get sometimes, so this is what they're saying. Sometimes that person will trigger us to realize that there is a higher frequency available to us. So when we're walking through the crowd and one person kind of pulls on us, not physically, but we feel their energy. First of all, you're supposed to be recognizing that you can feel energy and that has nothing to do with anything on the external layer, not gender, not color, not anything like that, right? So when you're able to feel somebody's energy like that, it's either like alerting you to a timeline that is available to you or a timeline that you're currently on. Okay, that's just what they're saying. Like, so sometimes when you see somebody and it's almost like a reflection of you, and you're like, oh my God, have you ever had this happen where you're like, oh my God, do I look like that when I do, when I say that? And this is how I've grown most of the time is that God will bring somebody into my life who has this obnoxious thing about them that I cannot stand. And then God's like, yeah, you do that. Okay. And I'm like, oh God. Oh my God. Well, thank you for that revelation. And also my word. How can I fix this? Okay. Anyways, weird stuff. You're on the same frequency as somebody here, or you walked into the room. This is what they keep showing me is you walking into the room and it's like your heart explodes. You look into the eyes of this person and you're not even sure what you're feeling. It just feels so powerful. And it feels like love, but I'm going to get more. Like it does feel like not the kind of scenarios where you're just on the same frequency. Okay. However, I think your mates that you're meant to like a life partner will be on the same frequency as you. This feels different. This feels very, oof, it feels powerful. So, and we're going to get more. Oh my God, you guys. And we got the 7 of Wands here. Um, 7 of Wands is a card of conviction. It's like the moment you saw them, you knew. So this is you. And I think they did too. And we're going to get more. But like, ooh, because I want to say you've been with people for years and been like, is this the one for me? Or like we all do this, by the way. I'm not making fun of you. But the moment you saw them, and now their energy is freaking me out a little bit, but we're gonna get clarifying on everything. Okay, they do have the 2 of Pentacles, but you saw them and you knew immediately. It's like maybe you didn't tell yourself that's the one, but you told yourself or you immediately knew none of the others were. Okay, something like that is kind of cute. And then the 2 of Pentacles, I mean, it's a card of balance. As you can see, there's a need to balance, or it's like, I want to say this person is needing to Okay, because I don't always get this on the Two of Pentacles, and it certainly doesn't really represent this, but I am going to say it anyways because I think this person does a really good job of making sure they're doing the right thing, but they forget to honor the desires in their own heart. Okay, so we'll figure out what that exactly means going forward here. But so a lot of times this is just a card of being busy and needing to remember to feel joy. So it is the right energy coming off that card. So it is kind of like they're so good at doing things the proper way, they forget to do the things that their heart is calling them to. Okay, something like that. I hope that makes sense. And we're going to get more because I do feel like there's something in the way of this connection. And this person is, oh, and then that card that is talking about this same balance. Okay, you can see that they're almost holding the same exact thing. But this is talking about our masculine and feminine energies. And I did that backwards. Our feminine and our masculine energies are yin and yang energies. Of course, we are all made up of both masculine and feminine energies. But in each creature, there's going to be a more prominent of the two. And so this is talking about in the outcome of a love connection. It is a major arcana. It's called the Temperance card, and it does talk about the perfect balance of the two, or the two coming into balance. So a masculine and a feminine energy. Okay, and we're going to get more here. Of course, this does represent the sign of Sagittarius, so we could be dealing with a Sagittarius in either of these. We did get the Page of Pentacles in the overarching energy, which does talk about communication, and I am getting a need for communication here in the third dimension. Well, I think you guys spent a lot of time thinking about one another. I don't know that there's been a lot of physical communication here, and that makes sense. It says I'm devastated to learn the truth, and I'm not sure if one of the two of you learned that the other was in maybe a karmic connection. Um, by the way, that does make sense that maybe you're in a karmic connection then, and this person is feeling like they can't do anything about their feelings because of that karmic connection. And I think that's admirable, actually. So they were saying like sometimes it's just okay to honor your heart. And I want to say, even if the karmic connection you're in, let's say the person or the partner that you're with isn't treating you properly, I still think it's integral for this person to not intervene. Okay. So I don't know. That's just my own belief system. And I think that person's belief system as well. So I like that about them. And I think that the only proper way to do a situation like this is for you to leave a situation because you deserve better, not because you want to be with somebody else. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. And what else did we have here? You are too good to be true. I want to say you don't want to leave a situation until you have proof that the person that you're feeling these feelings for is real, right? The feelings are real. The person is legit, like they seem, by the way they are. I can feel that on them. But I want to say also that the what you're supposed to be really learning here is that there is this kind of feeling out there, and that you're not subject to the kind of situation that you're in. And I want to say situationship that you're in. It feels very transactional, and it feels like two people that are very aware. It doesn't feel like anybody's even being deceitful about it. Very aware that we're in this connection for convenience reasons. Okay. Let me find out more. Yeah, because I do feel like it says, I feel so lost without you. That feels like, oh my God, you guys. Wow, this keeps happening. I don't know why, but you got the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Wands. I keep doing these collective readings, and the first spot keeps getting like double of the same. So it's like, yes, I said what I said. Okay. So basically, just like, again, the conviction you feel about the feelings that you feel about somebody you're not even with. And no, I'm not out here trying to break up happy homes. Okay. I'm out here trying to give people, I don't have the power to do this, but trying to help people realize they have the freedom to choose a life that they love over something that they're settling for. Now, of course, if you are with somebody that you are in love with or love and respect, and you're good to each other, don't ever leave for something fun. Don't ever leave for some sexual desire of yours, okay? That's never going to be my advice. But if you're with somebody who is using you for your resources or whatever it is here, or for your, maybe you're a very attractive female and you're with a man who's using you to look good, right? These are reasons that I would always encourage people to walk away from a situation, especially if they find somebody who honors and truly respects and values the truth of you, okay? Powerful stuff. And again, the way that this person made you feel in the moments that you met them, the eyes locked and the energy they keep bringing through is so powerful. It's in my like soul. I can feel it bursting, right? Um, this is such a rare situation that you get to feel with somebody. And again, they don't want you to leave for that because then there's going to be some sort of a codependent or a cycle that like that accompanies you along into this relationship. So there is a need to make a clean break from the situation that you're in. And again, the clean break needs to come by way because of you learning boundaries for yourself. The person that you're with does not seem to have any real, and I want to say, by the way, we're not innocent. I like to remind people that if we get into a situation where somebody's using us, it is always because we are using them for something as well. Okay, we don't have to be maliciously or like a snake using them, but for sometimes it is because we are insecure being on our own, um and we want to be in a relationship so badly that we're willing to settle for a situation that isn't even pouring into us. Okay, and that is a settle. It's like we're not with them because we love them. We might have felt a very strong connection to them, but it is an unhealthy attachment is what it is when the person isn't treating us properly. That is never going to be love. That's always going to be an unhealthy attachment. Okay. Three of Pentacles and the Temperance card again. I do love when I get like similar energies all over the board here, but the Temperance card here and here again, they look a little different because they're in different decks. The Three of Pentacles is a card of collaboration or a card of I want to say mind, body, spirit. It's a card of acknowledging all of you, right? So where the person that you are currently with, or maybe you're not even with them anymore, by the way, I want to say that some of you may have already walked away from a situation, but feeling somewhat obligated to that situation still, or working on doing what I had said to do, leaving for your own good. And you're, because you deserve better. Maybe you already done that. And I do want to say that this person triggered your awareness of that, or you to recognize that there is real out there, or there, real loving people, or real love connections, or the kind of connection that just you could feel it in your soul. Um, so sorry, I got a little notification there and I got a little distracted, but I do want to get back into the Three of Pentacles, which also could be because it is a pentacle and it does talk about collaboration or working with somebody. You could certainly work with this person. The Temperance card, again, we did talk about it. It's in your over or your potential outcome here. It's like a perfect balance. And that's what they're saying is you're coming into a perfect balance of your head, your heart, your mind, body, and spirit. Okay. Your head and your heart. And where you're starting to recognize that the best connections aren't specifically those that look good on paper. Now, I think the best connection will be somebody who does check some of those logical boxes and they make sense, but mostly they defy logic and things that you maybe thought you liked before. Somebody might stir up something in you. They might not be your physical type at all. Or, yeah, just somebody, maybe you could even think that this person is out of your league or vice versa. They could think that you're out of theirs. And either way, there's a connection here that you just cannot put on paper. Okay. It's, again, something that defies logic and it comes from the soul. And so temperance also does indicate a need for patience, or that we are tempering out a situation that has a lot of complicated energy. Again, the connection itself was never complicated, right? Because the second you saw them, you felt something that you knew you had never felt before. How simple is that? Nothing gets simpler than that, but that comes with a lot of different complications, especially when it looks like you were or are in a karmic connection, that you were in for, I want to say you thought integral reasons, and I want to say you've been integral with this person or something like that, but they're saying, but actually the reasons that we were in it were not for love. And often this happens because we don't know that there is such a thing as love. Okay. And what love really is that feeling that I was talking about when you see somebody and you all of a sudden care more about that person than you care about yourself, I want to say. And while that can seem unhealthy for some people, you don't get what I'm saying unless you've actually had it happen. And I think you do, and you have. So it's like, wow, why would I, how can I care about somebody I've really never met or never known so much in such a short period of time? And I want to say, like, again, instantaneously, the eyes connected and the souls recognized one another. And it is called soul recognition if you want to look that up. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to here is having a hard time understanding the connection and why they felt it. So you can go looking up soul recognition and soul connections, soul mates, twin flames if you want to, but that's a really that can be a really painful dynamic as well. And I don't really feel that this is that, but you can look that up. And I don't know if I believe in any kind of categorization of anything. I just think I like to go off of feeling, not what humans try to how they try to articulate the feeling, right? So what I'm going to say is, again, this connection or this pull, it feels magnetic. It almost feels painful, but it's only painful because at this time two people are refusing to communicate with one another. Um, uh, because there's nothing logical about this connection. There's nothing in the third dimension even proving, or I want to say even supporting the fact that you feel this, right? How weird is that? So it's like everything that we've learned about how to navigate everything in the third dimension is kind of put on the back burner here because this is solely based on a real, like a deep soul feeling. By the way, then we got the six of or pen cups, guys. The six of cups and their energy, which is a card of like a soulmate or a past life connection, that soul recognition that I said, it almost makes you feel like that childlike wonder again, like like hopeful about everything. Oh my God, if I can feel this, everything is possible. I could be a billionaire. Like it's like this person made you recognize that there's so much more out there. There's so much more potential that you're not tapping into. Your own potential is what I'm saying here. Okay. And then we got the 10 of Wands. Yeah. Okay. Because remember when I had set up here on this Two of Pentacles, and it was like, I don't really know that that's what the Two of Pentacles means, but they were bringing this energy, and this is the energy they were bringing. It's the 10 of Wands here. And it's about not allowing the weight of the world to dictate our actions. However, again, I want to say this person right now is not taking any action due to the fact that there's something that you're already involved in, and they're just integral. Again, because I admire that, and I think that they should remain there and that you're going to need to do the work on leaving the situation that you're in, and then of course reaching out to this person is what they're saying is they care too much about what's going on in your life, even just about you. I want to say similar energies is where they don't even really know you very well, but they care more about you and your happiness than they do about getting you into a relationship with them, okay, selfishly. However, of course, I can feel that they would like that, and they feel very this soul connection and soul recognition with you as well. But the weight of the world. So I want to say the 10 of Wands is where they, while they're not going to intervene in a situation that you're already in, they are going to, or they need to at least allow. So like, let's say that you're married to somebody. I don't want to say that. Let's say maybe like an acquaintance or something like that. Or you're in a connection or a relationship with an acquaintance of theirs. So when you're in a situation where you're both in it for the wrong reasons and you leave it in a proper manner and you leave because you deserve better, this person is going to have to put down the weight of the world in order to come into the connection eventually, meaning that they're going to have to stop caring what people think about them because first of all, because people are going to judge you either way. So why would they allow people that they don't even, by the way, I want to say people that don't even like them to dictate the actions that they take in the future here, as long as they're being done integrally. So something about that, you guys, there's a lot of information coming through, and it's just like on random times, random cards. It's Queen of Cups. Love that energy. Beautiful person, by the way, very empathic. And I'm going to say that is the problem. It's like it can be a problem to be very empathic and understand the feelings of everyone, including, I want to say, the person that you're currently with. I feel like they have a, a soft spot for people and for even when somebody's doing something for the wrong reasons. This person's been through a lot and they understand why people do what they do, why people want to protect themselves from the pain that is real or something like that, or why they want to navigate this world with somebody, even if it's the wrong person, because this world is hard to navigate, right? So I feel like this person's very empathic, and it is why they take on the weight of the world very easily as well, or the feelings of other people. Um, and then we got the Temperance card. By the way, it could be a Cancerian here then, and Sagittarius is very strong. You could be a Sagittarius. And literally those are the only two signs that I have. Like we have any earth sign is here as well. Could be any signs. These are just the signs that are coming up, but oddly enough, there are very few. These are all representative of signs as well, but the ones that I always use as signs in my readings are just the court cards and the major arcanas. And then we did get another court card. We got the Knight of Wands. Oh my God, Sagittarius again. You could certainly be a Sagittarius here, or they could be, or have Sagittarius highly aspected in the chart here. A lot of fire energy, a lot of passion for sure between the two of you. And we're going to get one more card on the outcome, the Hierophant. I love that card for the ultimate outcome. The final card of the reading is a card of marriage, and it does feel like your life partner here, by the way. And then like you've manifested this, by the way. I want to say you were involved, and I think you still are, but you may have already left a situation that just didn't feel, it felt like something was missing. And you were like, I don't know what this is. I should be happy. I even want to say maybe you pursued the person that you're with and you thought there was somebody that you really wanted. And then there was just always this missing element. And the element was love, right? That feeling that you only can feel certain amount of times in your lifetime, and it's instantaneous and you don't need to fall for them. It's like the real connections that you will ever encounter in this lifetime, whether platonic or romantic, are something that are just innately there. And I want to say that was always missing from the current connection that you're in, or the connection that you've recently left. And this person and meeting them made you realize that. So the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with here, it feels like is this person, but it is saying that this is not easy. This is a complicated situation with complicated feelings. And there's a very temperate way of going about this and making sure that we are doing things honoring ourselves while not hurting others, right? So there's a very like a balance or a dance. That's what they're saying, like a delicate dance that needs to be done here. And it talks about learning how to honor ourselves without maliciously hurting others. So of course, walking away from a situation that you're in is going to hurt the other person in some way, even if it's not true love, like they're reliant on maybe your resources, like I said, or maybe like I said, you're a gorgeous female and they're relying on you to feel validated because they never did feel validated from within. Of course, we know that you can only get validation from within. So anytime you're using something externally to validate yourself, that you're subject to losing that thing or your validation altogether. So both parties, even though it feels like if you walk away from a situation, it hurts that person, it's actually going to help them in the long run because you're no longer allowing them to use you to validate themselves when the truth is they can only validate themselves. I hope this makes sense here, but the Taurus is now here. Sagittarius, again, very strong. Cancer is here. Really any water sign, any earth sign. And then the Hierophant, Taurus, it does represent the way things have always been or tradition so because it's in a love reading and in the outcome of a love reading, I always like to look at this as it kind of looks like the priest that would marry you. And of course you don't have to be Christian or Catholic. It does talk about though a kind of a traditional so marriage is kind of how I feel like this could end here if things are done properly and delicately. And again, there's like this beautiful balance or this sort of delicate dance that needs to occur here where we're honoring ourselves, we're honoring the other, and we're not disrespecting anyone in the process or something like that. I hope that makes sense for you. I am going to end the reading there, guys. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button, and I will see you all in the next reading. I might be live tonight, by the way, so make sure you have your notifications on, okay?